Hey, what is up, people? This is Johnny, and today we're going to do another Wi-Fi battle. And I want to give a shout out to my friend Pokermation for capturing this battle. Now, this battle is against Marvo, and Marvo is one of my subscribers, and we've been talking a lot, and we've been battling a lot. Alright, so this was actually a pretty interesting battle because I thought I was going to lose, even though I'm not like a pro player on Pokemon. Anyways, I have my Kofelki, and he had his Garachomp, and I made a mistake by taking out Kofelki first because Garachomp is totally going to annihilate this Kofelki. He used Earthquake already, which pretty much took all the health out of my Kofelki, and then Kofelki had better speed, so I decided to just go ahead and Toxify this Pokemon, Garachomp. It was a good move, but at the same time, Kofelki was actually going to go down and out with that Earthquake eventually. So Kofelki was my first Pokemon to go down and out. Alright, so that was kind of disappointing because I felt like I could have used it for other stuff and better situations. And then I have a Talonflame. Now, I didn't expect to have this Pokemon on my team because it was just a random battle. So Talonflame did a peck, which really didn't do that much damage, and it didn't really have a really good moveset, so this Talonflame was a little bit disappointing. And Garachomp has Rock Slide, which is obviously going to take out my Talonflame in one go. With that full critical hit and that full move, it fainted. It fainted, and Garachomp is still alive. Well, good thing I poisoned it because Garachomp just needed a little bit more damage so I could take out that monster out. And I decided to take out Alakazam and use that Psychic Shock. You better go down, Garachomp. Alright, so Garachomp finally went down with that Psychic Shock. Now, I like this Alakazam because this Alakazam can do many special things. But one thing I made a mistake here is that I felt like I didn't use it the right way because Weavile had Fake Out, and Fake Out was obviously going to do a critical hit, and it was always going to make my Pokemon flinch. So it flinched, and then Weavile had a better speed. You know, Weavile and Sneasel have really good speed, so you kind of don't want to mess with them because they have speed. And my Alakazam didn't do anything to that Weavile, so that's another loss of a Pokemon. But I obviously have a Nidoking with a Choice Band, and I decided to use Mega Horn because Weavile is pretty weak against it. So Weavile went down and out with that Mega Horn because it's a bug type move. And then he decides to take out his Cresselia. And I believe I used Mega Horn again once more. Nidoking is doing that good Choice Band attack and it's super effective. He's going to use the Icy Wind, which was supposed to be a little bit effective, but I guess his attack wasn't that high enough. Or Icy Wind is pretty much of a slower move. It's a weaker move. So I decided to use Mega Horn again. And that actually did a pretty good thing to it. So he decided to use Calm Mind, but I think it was a little bit too late because I have that Choice Band, and that Choice Band obviously has a better speed. Allows me to attack first regardless of what Pokemon you take out. So this is why you like Choice Band. It outspeeds several different Pokemon, but it only lets you use one move, so make sure to use it wisely. Alright, so he took out his Rotom, and I actually decided to take out my Nidoking because I feel like I don't want Nidoking to go down at this point. Nidoking needs to survive a little bit longer. And there it goes, the Ferrothorn. Now he's going to use Will-O-Wisp, which is definitely going to weaken the attack on my Ferrothorn, which my Ferrothorn is now burnt, and now it won't be able to do that much. And he used Protect as well, and Ferrothorn is super slow of a Pokemon, but you know, he's supposed to be a stall Pokemon. And I decided to use Power Whip. And I tried to use Power Whip again. But he decides to, like, just withdraw his Pokemon. So he takes out Heatran. And this is the point where I have to get Ferrothorn out of here. Because Ferrothorn is not going to be able to fight against this Heatran. And what I decided to do next is actually go ahead and Protect for the next move to stall him a little bit. I just wanted to stall him. I like stalling certain times because, you know, it gives you the time to think about what you're gonna do next and what you're gonna change into another Pokemon. Alright, so I decided to switch my Pokemon out with my Umbreon. Now this Umbreon, I may not used it the best way I could have possibly used it, but I decided to stall him. That's the only reason I decided to take out my Umbreon. And he decides to go into his Rotom again, which is quite interesting why he decided to use Rotom again. But anyways, this was a good decision for him to use Rotom because I got Quick Claw. And Quick Claw allows me to use Moonlight to restore a little bit of HP on my what's it called, Umbreon. So yeah, I'm gonna restore some HP on that Umbreon while I try to stall him. Now, this is where he made a mistake. Willow Whips, I know it's going to weaken my attacks and everything, but I have a special ability called Synchronize, which allows him to get burnt as well. So that was a good move right there because his Rotom is there to stall me, and he's getting burnt as well. So that's good, that's good. And this gives me enough time to go ahead and stall him again and just start using Shadow Ball. I started using Shadow Ball. I was like, maybe it does something. It didn't really do that much, but, you know. Whatever, it was cool enough. And restore the berries with the citrus berry, a little bit of health, not really that much. But you know what, I decided to go ahead and use that Moonlight again on my Pokemon. That's what I'm gonna do, because Quick Claw on my Umbreon is giving me this Moonlight attack, and I can just go ahead and restore some health and some HP on my Umbreon with that Moonlight. I freaking love Umbreon because you can just go ahead and restore it with Moonlight and Quick Claw. And don't get me wrong, Quick Claw doesn't work all the time. It only works on certain occasions. And for some reason, at this point, it was working at like every single round. So Quick Claw allowed me to go ahead and use that Moonlight on my Pokemon. And it restored my HP. And that's what it's all about. Now I got restored and he's still burned, so I'm guessing burn is gonna eventually take down this Rotom down and out. Alright, so there it goes, and he withdraws his Pokemon, and he's gonna take out his Heatran. Or no, he actually took out his Togekiss. I forgot he actually had Togekiss. This is where I use Shadow Ball, and this is where I'm like, what can I do to Togekiss? Togekiss is just there, standing there. Its special defense actually went down, but I think it has Calm Mind, so he decides to use it a couple of times. I'm not sure. We'll see what he did. He used Air Slash, which was supposed to flinch me, but not really. Umbreon did not sustain to the flinch of that Pokemon. And Shadow Ball really isn't really doing that much, but it did a little stall, which a little, not that much. It has the leftovers, and Quick Claw again, and I believe I used Moonlight just to stall it up again. So I decided to stall. Like, I like stalling. I'm the person that will get you bored in the battle because I'll stall you at several different points. I use Aurora Spear again, and boom, it's gonna do a super effective damage. Not that much as I expected, but it did a little bit of damage. Alright, so I'm not gonna withdraw this Umbreon until it actually goes down. Well, I actually did. Oh, never mind. I actually withdrew it. So I decided to take out my Ferrothorn. I was like, Ferrothorn, come in here and stall a little bit again. And he uses Aurora Spear. Now, it was kind of a mistake for me to take out my Ferrothorn at this point because it was super effective. And Ferrothorn didn't manage to survive that. Ferrothorn was gonna get burnt, and that burnt was going to take me to the final stages of Ferrothorn. But anyways, it was a good choice to switch into my Ferrothorn. I wanted him to go out so I could switch into Nidoking. And Nidoking actually has Choice Band with Rock Slide. And Rock Slide is going to take out that Togekiss. So it was a good move to switch into it. But, you know, then again, he used Thunder Wave. He made a mistake there too using Thunder Wave. Because it doesn't affect Nidoking. And Rock Slide again. And I managed to take out that Togekiss. So Nidoking was the last choice to use to take out that Togekiss. Now, Togekiss is definitely a stall Pokemon, and Nidoking did the job. He got the job done, and he managed to take it out. So I decided to switch back into my Umbreon to stall Rotom again and hopefully get that burn to burn him. And that was a good prediction right there with that Willow Whips, and it's getting him burned a little more. And I think I'll just go ahead and use Moonlight again, but he decides to withdraw back into his Heatran. I think those are his last two Pokemon, and those are my two last Pokemon too. So yeah, this is a pretty difficult situation. You don't know who's gonna win. But then I use that Moonlight, and again Umbreon health is restored. And let's stall a little bit on this Pokemon. So I want to go ahead and weaken this Pokemon as much as I can because it's gonna get ugly if I don't actually weaken it. So I decided to use Dark Pulse. I said, like, why not just go for it? I gotta weaken him out. Umbreon is not going to survive a very long. So it has Quick Claw, so I decided to use it Dark Pulse again because, you know, Umbreon might as well do some damage to this Heatran. It's always good to do some damage to that Heatran, and that's what I did. And there it goes again. But the burn took me down. Sadly, I couldn't survive it. I wonder what would have happened if I would have used Moonlight. Maybe it would have survived, but at the same time, it was just might as well give a little damage to it. Now I have Nidoking, and I decided to use Earthquake. Now he was gonna withdraw into his what's it called, Rotom, but then again, Rotom has Levitation, so he's just gonna get burnt by it, by his own burnt ability, and he's gonna try to use Will-O-Wisps again on me to weaken my attacks. But I have that choice band, and the Will-O-Wisps actually missed, so this was a lucky thing, because since that missed, it means he's gonna have trouble with his heat ran. So his Will-O-Wisps, I could use Earthquake and now take out this heat ran completely. And heat ran is down and out with that Earthquake. If that Will-O-Wisp didn't miss, then who knows how this would have ended. But anyways, it was a really good battle with Marvo, and I hope you enjoyed it. I might do battles again later on.